In the cold winter of 1692, the small Puritan village of Salem, Massachusetts, became the stage for one of the most terrifying chapters in American history. What began as whispers of witchcraft soon spiraled into mass hysteria, false accusations, and the execution of 20 innocent people. Salem was a deeply religious community. The Puritans believed that the devil was real and constantly working to corrupt the faithful. Life was hard. Disease, famine, and fear surrounded them, so faith became both their strength and their weakness. It all began in the home of Reverend Samuel Parris, when his young daughter Betty and her cousin Abigail Williams began acting strangely. They screamed, convulsed, and claimed unseen forces were tormenting them. The town doctor, unable to find any physical cause, made a chilling suggestion. This is the work of witchcraft. That one word, witchcraft, spread like wildfire. Under pressure, the girls accused 3 women: Tituba, a slave from the Parris household; Sarah Good, a homeless beggar; and Sarah Osborne, an elderly woman who rarely attended church. Each fit the perfect image of an outsider. When questioned, Tituba confessed, claiming there were other witches in Salem serving the devil. Her confession confirmed the villagers' worst fears. Evil had entered their town. Panic erupted. Dozens of people were soon accused, from servants to respected church members. The accused were brought before judges in what were called examinations, where they faced impossible questions like, "Do you serve the devil?" and "How do you harm the children?" If they denied it, they were called liars. If they confessed, they were damned. There was no escape. In May 1692, the colonial government created a special court, the Court of Oyer and Terminer, to handle the growing number of cases. The judges relied heavily on spectral evidence, testimony that the spirit or ghost of the accused had appeared and attacked someone. No proof was needed, only fear and imagination. The first to die was Bridget Bishop, a bold woman who wore bright clothing and spoke her mind. On June 10, 1692, she was hanged on Gallows Hill. Her death only fueled the hysteria. Soon, others followed: Martha Corey, Rebecca Nurse, and even respected townspeople who had once accused others. The trials tore families apart, left fields untended, and turned neighbors into enemies. The story of Giles Corey stands out as one of the darkest. Refusing to plead guilty or not guilty, knowing either choice meant death, he was pressed with heavy stones until he spoke. He never did. His last words, "More weight," became a symbol of silent defiance. As summer turned to autumn, the madness began to wane. Governor William Phips, whose own wife had been accused, stepped in and stopped the trials. He dissolved the court and forbade further arrests. But it was too late. 19 people had been hanged, 1 pressed to death, and 5 others had died in prison, all victims of fear and ignorance. In the years that followed, the colony admitted its terrible mistake. Families of the victims received compensation, and in 1702, the trials were declared unlawful. But the damage was done. Salem would forever carry the scars of its own hysteria. The Salem Witch Trials became a symbol, a warning about what happens when fear overrides reason, when suspicion replaces justice, and when faith is twisted by paranoia. The phrase "witch hunt" would later echo throughout history, describing moments when societies turned against themselves in search of imaginary enemies. Even today, over 3 centuries later, Salem stands as both a memorial and a lesson. Visitors walk through museums, past the old courthouse, and through the quiet memorial gardens engraved with the names of those who died. Bridget Bishop, Martha Corey, Rebecca Nurse, Giles Corey, and others. Each name tells a story of courage, fear, and tragedy. The whisper of their memory drifts through the old town, carried by the New England wind. And as it passes, it reminds us that truth, justice, and compassion must always triumph over fear. Because once fear takes control, reason, humanity, and freedom are the first to hang.